Let me tell y'all something. It's speculation to say Crawford and Spence fight, or the Spence and Crawford fight, didn't happen because of Blue Blood Sports TV and BLK Prime. And I'm going to tell you guys why. These two guys been there's been breaking news, sources, friendships being broken up, social media platforms closing down, they own a line for saying stuff that's lies, that's not true, that's speculation that they can't prove with the fight. There's been dates thrown out that never came to fruition with this fight. But the only two dudes that's been in charge of this fight from the get-go of happening is the two fighters. The two fighters. Spence and Crawford, or Crawford and Spence, are the ones that are in the driver's seat. They've been in the driver's seat from day one with all this hoopla. You can't go and blame that on BLK Prime or some promotional company, some manager, some broadcasters, some network, whatever you want to call them. Miss me with all that. You heard what Spence said. You heard what Crawford said. Neither one of those dudes to this day has said anybody is ducking. Didn't Crawford say he ain't ducking? Didn't Spence say he ain't ducking? They both said it on video. Spence out there talking about, so I'm gonna spin the block. Right? You know what that means? He's coming right around. You know what that means? These two dudes probably know all along. These two dudes probably sat back and was like, you know what? My guys is telling me, your guys is telling you, let's do this in 2023. You don't know what these dudes is talking about. These dudes, Spence and Crawford got each other's number. As far as I'm concerned. And if they ain't got each other's number, they know how to get it. As far as I'm concerned. You mean to tell me they ain't talked on the phone? All this back and forth with people on Twitter and stuff like that, y'all don't even know if y'all getting taken advantage of or not. Y'all don't even know. We could all be getting taken advantage of right now by these two guys. Because these two guys are the only two people that really know what's going down. And y'all seen it. And y'all heard it. All these guys on social media. These social media propagandists, these people with the followers. These people with the people that believe them and everything they say. With no question. They sit over there, retweet their stuff, like their videos and stuff like that. Right? They throwing out dates. They saying this is supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen. I got an inside source. I can't tell you. I've been holding on to this. I've been holding on to that. Right? But all the information that y'all, about 90% of people, 90% of social media pages throughout these platforms, right? 90% don't even know how to use the information that they get. They mishandle it. They misuse it for their own personal agenda. Folks is too scared to say is both of these guys. Folks is too scared to say that both of these guys is in the driver's seat. Both of these guys could have pulled the trigger. Too scared. If Crawford ain't saying that Spence is ducking him, and if Spence ain't saying Crawford is ducking him right now, since this fight didn't happen, and before this fight didn't happen, the last time folks was talking about these negotiations, then why are you guys saying somebody ducking? Because somebody told you that some information, huh? Because you hear a leaked audio with Stephen Espinosa and Spence. I highly doubt that Stephen Espinosa recorded that. See, this is the thing. You don't know if it was only 2 people on the line. You don't know who was on that line. You don't know who else was listening on that line. It could have been a landline with somebody else on the other line recording it. It could have been Spence recording it. It could have been Stephen Espinosa recording it. They could both be in cahoots on recording it to throw it out there. Hello. To have everybody out there, to have everybody out here running their motherfucking mouth. To have everybody out here in shambles, talking about something that ain't gonna happen until they ready. Until they're ready. Everybody talk about these fighters, Deontay Wilder and a couple of these fighters, couple of fighters out here, right? Deontay Wilder and Floyd and a couple other fighters, they refer to boxing as a business. As a business. And we are fucking fight fans, and we are not in the fucking business. But like I said, so many amount of these guys out here on social media, they misappropriate the information that they get. And they act like that they are part of the business. You know how many court cases I looked up, I've read, that some of the stuff I haven't even talked about? How that there is a guy out there that's known to have he's Mexican descent, I believe, who's known to have cartel dealings, right? And he's in the sport of boxing, right? Jojo Diaz, right? Everybody knows he has a court case, 2 court cases, maybe 3. I read the 2, right? The one with Moses Heredia and the one with the underage girl, right? Ain't nobody asking that motherfucker not a damn question. You know why? Because first of all, the media don't care, right? The media doesn't care. Nobody else cares to even throw anybody a bone to where they plant a seed in your mind and talk about it. Nobody are noteworthy, because I know I talk about it, but nobody of noteworthy. I know I ain't noteworthy because nobody be on my channel and shit, right? But you know what's noteworthy? How with specific fights, Spencer Crawford, that how the media and everybody else surrounded this fight makes fans pick a side. Makes fans pick a side. Max Kellerman don't know shit about this. Fight fans on YouTube on social media know more than Max Kellerman about this shit, right? None of these dudes are ESPN. None of these big dudes, ESPN and all this shit. None of these dudes really don't know. They don't know. They know less than what these motherfuckers know on YouTube. That's crazy. And that's crazy. But they even out there saying some shit that they don't even know. You know what Max had to say? And come to find out, what he had to say wasn't even the right information. Wasn't even right. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Something ain't right about this. Something ain't right. And I said this a year or two ago, that the fight will happen when them two guys is ready, and that they probably in cahoots. How are we supposed to be fight fans when we talking about Spence is ducking or Crawford is ducking? Y'all got nicknames for motherfuckers. Right? Sexuals and for both sides. Brudrick and all this other shit, right? Y'all got all this shit. All these nicknames. Right? All these nicknames. Y'all put in all this motherfucking work. And never insinuated that it could be both of them. Never insinuated that they probably are in cahoots. But it's always been the same thing consistently. People pointing the finger at this guy, pointing the finger at that guy. It gotta be Al Heyman, it gotta be him. Come on, man, it's these fighters. It's these fucking fighters. It's these fighters. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. The whole thing with Spence and Crawford, right? How big it is, right? Us as fight fans that sit at home and stuff like that, we can speculate, right? That this is the biggest fight in boxing right now, right? We can speculate that. But the only reason why I call it a speculation, because we don't see the numbers that they see behind it at the negotiation table. We don't see those numbers. We don't see nothing. Only thing we know is that there's a big buzz on social media about it, right? Right? But how can you get people to buy into the fight and not buy into a link? When the link is convenient, how can you do that? Are these promotional companies spending money for anti-piracy? Right? Highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Because these links, same website, been open for years, and they ain't shut down shit. They just moved the server. They can't do shit about it, and they know it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be saying, oh, they could go after the individual. Really, most states you can't even go after the individual for watching the link. Most states ain't got a law that says you can't watch. You're not downloading nothing. Technically. Right? Yeah, the data is cached, but it's not really stored. You're not recording it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that to be a fact because DAZN sued a few bars. They ain't never sold an individual for streaming. The guy with the UFC, that wasn't because he was streaming. That's because he was actually fucking, what you call that? He was the actual streamer of the fight, like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? He did what you ain't supposed to do. You ain't supposed to broadcast the shit. You ain't supposed to pay for one license in the bar and then split it and play it for free like that. You're supposed to pay for the shit properly. And I don't even know DAZN has a corporate thing. I don't know if they do. I ain't checked. But they want you to pay per screen. They want you to pay per screen. Or something like that. Because I know they sued a couple bars in New York. No. One in New York and one in Ohio. And that's a fact. But like I said, man, these folks don't know how to use the information that they get. They misappropriate it. And, and I could be wrong too, right? But there's nothing concrete for me that says that BLK Prime and Blue Blood Sports TV planted the seed in Crawford's ear to make him not do something that he wasn't going to do anyways. That's what I'm saying. He was going to do it anyways. If everything, and we've been seeing this on both sides. Whatever they didn't like, to a certain extent, they did not budge. And it's always been something. And guess what? We still don't even know why the fight didn't happen. We still don't really know. We still don't know. What do we know? At first it was, Daniel Cunningham is the one holding the fight with Terrence Crawford. Okay, that's easy to rectify, right? Right? Especially with the Treasury involved right now with Daniel Cunningham. That's easily to rectify. Do you want to go to jail? That's easily rectified, right? Because you ain't gonna get away with it. That's easy to rectify, right? Right? So the next thing is, what was it? Oh, he want $50 million. Or was it he wanted to see the books? That's his fucking right. If he want to see the fucking books, that's his fucking right. You can't tell somebody that's negotiating, right, what they can and cannot ask for. That's his fucking right. Whether or not he's a promoter or manager or not, right? That's his fucking right. And let me tell you why it's his right. You can trust your promoter, you can trust your manager, you can trust your advisor, but at the end of the day, you are the one that's so responsible for your career as a fighter. When you're a fighter, you're the only one that's the sole. You're responsible for your career. You can trust the manager, you can trust the advisor, you can trust the lawyer, you can trust this, blah blah blah, woo, 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 but you're the one who's so responsible for your career. Said it a long time ago. Said it a long time ago. You can't just be a boxer, right? In today's in the business of boxing, you cannot just be a boxer. You can't just be somebody that just says, I don't want to know nothing about hand wraps. I don't want to know nothing about the WBC rules. I don't want to know nothing about these other sanctioned bodies rules. I don't want to know nothing about these commissions. I don't want to know nothing about what can I put in my body. I just want somebody to be in control to do it all for me. It's your response. You're responsible. When you get popped, when you have an adverse analytical finding, do they come out and blame your doctor? Do they come out and blame your trainer? Do they come out? No, they blame the person who pissed hot, who's the sole responsible, the fighter. You're solely responsible for your boxing career. Just like taxes and death. You're responsible. Your lawyer ain't. The person who's filing taxes for you ain't. Nobody else is. Treat your career just like taxes. And that's the only thing for sure. They say that's for sure in life. And I don't want to hear none of that shit, really. None of it. It's beneath me, especially at this point. Been years, it's fucking beneath me to sit up over here and blame somebody else other than the two fighters that's in the driver's seat. It's fucking beneath me. And that's just how it is. Oh, he at the end, huh? He out there catching some big boys probably. Oh, this is another bridge. Oh, okay. It's fucking beneath me, man. And y'all should be tired. Folks should be tired of going back and forth, making all these videos, right? Just for majority of y'all to be wrong. To be wrong what y'all was saying. Just for you to be wrong. Doesn't make any sense. You say Crawford is dunking, you get more information. You say Spence is dunking, you get more information. And everybody is like looking like, what? Wait a minute. Didn't you say this the other day? Didn't you say that the other day? Right? Right? It's just too it's too much. It's too much as far as I'm concerned, man. Cause I'm over here, I comment on somebody's shit on Twitter, and these dudes are really pissed off at Blue Blood Sports TV and BLK Prime and putting them as the culprit. Terrence Crawford would have went with somebody else. Y'all didn't have the same smoke for Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Didn't have the same smoke. Y'all out there that's blaming BLK Prime and Blue Blood Sport TV. Y'all ain't, and don't tell me it's not the same thing, because I'm about to tell you something. Because I'm about to tell y'all something that you ain't heard. You didn't tell Deontay Wilder don't bet on himself. You didn't tell Deontay Wilder do not bet on yourself. Take the fight you want to see undisputed. We ain't seen it in X amount of years. I'm talking about you same dudes out there that's saying that Blue Blood Sports TV and BLK Prime is the culprits. They the snakes. Right? Don't have that same energy. Right? Don't have it. Deontay Wilder could have took that shit. But something happened in negotiation that he didn't see and he didn't feel right with. And you guys on social media, the same ones that's hating right now, agreed. And Deontay Wilder didn't even bring up the thing with betting on himself. The fans did. And you guys agreed to it. Because somebody else said something nice. And it sounded good. And you ran with it. And you never once had a thought or inclination that it could have been AJ and Deontay Wilder's fault that the fight didn't happen. Because they the ones in the driver's seat. Right? And those negotiations have been going on back and forth for how long? Deontay Wilder could have arguably cleaned out Anthony Joshua. We probably would have never heard nothing about Tyson Fury. Right? Goddamn deer. Right there on the road. Right? And if we did, Deontay Wilder probably would have never lost against Tyson Fury. Right? But everybody got something to say about BLK Prime and Blue Blood Sports TV. Somebody said Shelly Finkel's the snake. Y'all didn't say Shelly Finkel's the snake. Y'all didn't say Showtime was the snake. Y'all didn't say nobody was the snake. It's the same shit. Fights didn't happen, right? Because two teams couldn't come to an agreement. It's the same shit. It's either two teams can come to an agreement or two fighters can come to an agreement. It's the same shit. Miss me with that. Now, for whatever reason, Spence didn't pull the trigger. Crawford didn't pull the trigger. Deontay Wilder didn't pull the trigger. AJ didn't pull the trigger. At this point, to me, it don't fucking matter. Something about something didn't add up to them, and it didn't happen. And you can't go around trying to tell another man, right, how to conduct business, their business. You can't, and that's a fact. You can say, oh yeah, well, we're fight fans and this and the third, blah blah blah, woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? We pay them and this and the third. Okay, that's cool. You right. But y'all motherfuckers ain't consistent. You ain't consistent. You ain't consistent. Y'all motherfuckers be letting these fighters, these promoters, these networks and everything run all over you. Run all over you. Because motherfuckers is too loyal to these fighters, too loyal to these promotional companies, too loyal to these network companies, because y'all don't want to y'all want to look good. Because you want to be the HNIC of something. Because you want to be emotionally attached to something. Instead of being emotionally attached to what you want to see. Give you another example. 1 minute these sanctioned bodies ain't shit. The next minute I want to see undisputed. What sense does that make? You know these motherfuckers ain't shit. Right? You know they corrupt. Right? You know what's up. You know what's up. You see bad scoring, and one of these boxing, what do these sanctioned bodies do? What do these sanctioned bodies do? The fuck is a suspension? Suspension don't mean shit. They still ain't nobody been fired. The last judge to get fired is out there. I think the last referee to get fired out there, or the last judge to get, I think it was a judge. Yes. The last judge to get fired out there is all on YouTube talking about how he used to cheat. I believe. I think it was a judge or a matchmaker, something like that. Right? That can't do longer be in boxing. Name one time. Name me the last time. Name, and I don't want to hear no Russo. About no Russo. I want to hear recently. In the last 5 years. Name me somebody who's been banned from boxing. Banned. Man or woman. Some adult, because some of these motherfuckers like to walk around with they diggling tucked. Name me one person. One. I'll fucking wait. I'll fucking wait. You got Frank Warren out there talking about how the Triple BOC conducts business, but what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. I'll fucking wait. Nothing. In the history of boxing, with everything that happened in boxing the last 5-10 years, right? Like, with the bad scoring, horrible. People talking about water. Jamel Charlo with the water bottle. Whatever Charlo. Probably got it wrong. Multiple fighters talking about they water didn't hit right. The gloves, the hand wraps. You had to do live TV was stacking and had to be told by another fighter about another team that he was stacking, and then the dude said he always do it. Ain't nobody doing the goddamn thing. Nothing. Everybody, so because just like fight fans, just like everybody else in the sport of boxing, everything is just reactionary. It's okay until it's you. It's okay until it's you. Like I said about these it's all fine and dandy to call out these motherfucking belts. This belt ain't shit. That belt ain't shit. This sanctioned body ain't shit. This sanctioned body ain't shit. They all ain't shit. They all this. They all that. Blah blah blah. Woo woo woo. but you're gonna cry for Undisputed. There's two people. There's two people. But there's probably more than that said it the best. Right? Now I understand the aspect of nostalgia and seeing Undisputed and seeing unifications and seeing somebody rock these belts. I understand that. But my priority is for me to be satisfied with what I see when I turn on the TV. When I decide to turn on a motherfucking TV and pay for a fucking fight. That's what I'm worried, because obviously, it's a mixture of these fighters and all these people in the sport of boxing, that the reason why the sport of boxing is in the shape that it's in, and some of these fans as well. These networks ain't got nothing to do with it. See what I'm saying? You know, if you want to blame Al Heyman, blame Al Heyman. But we all know he's an advisor and he's all about getting his fighters bread. Making sure that they're comfortable with their life. Because you same motherfuckers, at the end of the day, will say, you know what? You know, I wish this motherfucker, you know, they don't fight like they used to, you know, the 3, 4, 5 times a year, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. Man, these motherfuckers these days, they won't even be able to deal with that shit. These motherfuckers these days, most of them is too motherfucking soft to be fighting 3, 4, 5 times a motherfucking year. They too fucking soft. They too fucking soft. It just would physically be impossible. Mentally, it would probably be impossible, because half these motherfuckers out here is talking about mental illness. Mental illness. All the goddamn time. Too soft. So miss me with that. And yet you can say I'm lying, you can say I'm making shit up. I don't give a... what you gonna do? What the fuck you gonna do? Cry like a little bitch? Just like majority of these soft ass boxers? Oh, but I don't see you in the ring. Okay? You better check my fucking history of not being soft. There's other ways you could prove you ain't soft than boxing. In this world. But when you a boxer, and when you're a fight fan, and you're trying to tell these guys, oh, you know, they don't fight often enough like that, this and the third. Man, hands too brittle, jaws too brittle, brain too brittle. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Half these motherfuckers can't even fight injured like they did back in the days. They can't. Most of these motherfuckers, they will. You think a motherfucker back in the days would have pulled out of a fight because of COVID? Motherfuckers was having Ricky Wright fought with a bad staph infection from an ingrown hair. I think it was him from an ingrown hair fever. Miss me with that shit. Soft. This time and age is soft. I'm not saying all fighters wouldn't have been willing to step in the ring because of COVID. I know the guidelines and all that stuff, but there's a lot of them that fucking with soft. How many fighters got in the ring back in the days? Broke hand, partially not 100% hand, all kind of shit. Ribs, elbows, shoulders, groin, hamstring, ankles. Soft. And that's why I say a lot of people don't know what to do with the information. Don't even know what to do with the information. It just always got to be this one thing. Can't happen. Half these motherfuckers can't even take a punch. Soft. And then when these boxers have some medical issues at the end of their career, you guys tell me, oh, they soft, they shot, they shouldn't be boxing no more. Blah blah blah. Nigga, you gonna pay their bills? Are you gonna pay their bills? Are you gonna tell them why they can't provide for their family? Huh? Are you gonna tell them what they can and cannot do with their motherfucking life? You gonna tell them how Lucas Brown can't get a fight in the UK, but look at all these other guys fighting up over there. Look at all these other guys fighting up over there. That's what I always give it to motherfucking Derek Chisora. He ain't fucking soft. He ain't soft. You don't hear about Derek Chisora doing fugazi ass shit before a fight, during a fight. You don't hear that shit. You hear out of a lot of other people. You didn't hear no complaining out of Deontay Wilder going into fights with his hand not fully. You hear about all these other guys. You hear about all these other guys can't get in the ring because they got like a little boo-boo. Can't give you a fight. Can't dare to be great because they got a boo-boo. Gotta let the fans wait. Gotta let y'all wait. Let y'all wait. Broke my hand. Gotta let y'all wait. Whoa. Mental health. And you know, don't nobody in this sport of boxing, don't nobody nowhere, no fucking where, nowhere, nobody wants to say anything when it comes to any boxer's mental health. Nobody. They don't want to touch it. They do not want to touch it. You pop that up, all gloves, they throw their hands up.
In 3/4 of a mile.
You don't hear about nobody showing, you don't hear about no mental health records. You don't hear none of them talking to a psychologist. You don't hear nothing. You don't hear nothing. But there's only one person that you hear about here in the boxing game that talks about how they work on their mental health. And that's Deontay Wilder. There's only one dude. There's only one dude who talks about what he does to stay mentally healthy. Mental health just doesn't come out of the motherfucking blue.
Turn right.
You gotta exercise that motherfucker just like you exercise any other muscle. That's what people don't understand is. You gotta train yourself to deal with stressors. You just don't come out the blue and just deal with stressors. You train yourself to look out for it, to catch the indicators within yourself, and all that shit to make sure that you are not doing, firing off at the lip, getting angry, getting somebody to get you off your square, like they like to say, right? You have to exercise that to catch it, so it doesn't happen again. So you know that your mental health and your mental well-being is being taken care of. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about this. Well, of course I'm going to hear it, but it's a bunch of kid shit in my opinion. It's a bunch of kid shit. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. And I'm a grown ass man, and I ain't into playing these motherfucking kid games with these dudes. I did at one point, and at some point I eventually caught myself and was like, you know what? You know fucking what? It makes no goddamn sense. Every time these two guys negotiate, I gotta pick a side. These guys, they exchange numbers before on videotape. You know they know how to find each other and talk to each other. Oh, there's another deer. So you know what I say? I say this, and I hope you guys take it the same way. Because you know what? If everybody said it was both of them, where would we be? that neither one of these fighters want to make the fight. Earl and Crawford, Spencer Crawford, fucking up, blah, blah, blah. Where would we be right now if we was doing this on day one? Calling them both out their name at the same time, and everybody in the same fucking beat, instead of picking and choosing.
Turn right.
Huh? Where would we be? Probably in the same goddamn boat. Because it wouldn't matter. Because these two dudes, they don't give a fuck. Obviously. They don't give a fuck what no fight fan out here got to motherfucking say. Obviously, they know what they're doing.
Arriving at destination.
And they don't care. Because if they did fucking care, the fight would have already been happening. Right? If they did fucking care, the fight would have already fucking happened. Right? I tell you what, man. You can tell people whatever you want to. You can get, this is the whole thing about it all. You give your opinion out there. You give your 3 cents. And if people don't like it, it is what it is. You know? But from my perspective, man, miss me with that bullshit. On that note, shout outs to everybody in the boxing world and everybody stay sucker free.